Dean. I'm on a one-man mission to separate fact.
Government's admitted it.
They admitted it.
There it is.
Proof from fiction.
We've just seen a UFO. Can you catch it?
So you can't even see it so fast.
I'm going to have to choose my words carefully because I'm not sure what's been declassified and what hasn't.
My mentor in this quest is former MOD official Nick Pope, who investigated UFOs for the British government.
Now I'm going out to Area 51 on a mission to separate fact from fiction. Am I going to get anywhere?
I think if you go to Area 51, you might be lucky and see something.
Dean, we can hear UFOs, definitely UFOs. I can't identify them.
It's an FA-18.
Oh, rubbish.
A lot of people do go on sky watches there, and to this day, there are strange things to be seen.
Anything strange about these? Anything eerie?
Well, the only thing is, according to a friend of mine who's a Native American, if you ever see a stick figure with no head, that refers to an alien.
But I needed even more hard evidence than some cryptic ancient graffiti. So we hit the extraterrestrial highway towards Area 51. Our first stop on the way was Janet Airlines, the fleet of planes ferrying workers to and from the government base, an airline that on paper doesn't exist, but we found hiding in plain sight.
It's called plausible deniability. Unless you're here looking at those planes, for you they don't exist.
Next stop, a secretive aeronautics company that Dean says has links to Area 51.
Why is it when you call NASA, you're routed to Bigelow's switchboard? That's also true if you call Area 51.
You get sent through to here if you call Area 51.
Well, not necessarily here, but to his headquarters, which I think is in Texas.
What doesn't happen here?
We don't know what does happen here because they won't say.
So what doesn't happen?
Tours.
Our final destination, the notorious Area 51, the global epicenter of conspiracy and paranoia in the back of Beyond.
Well, you can see why they chose this part of the country to hide a secret base. We are in the middle of nowhere. We've been driving for hours through desert as far as the eye can see, and we're still miles from Area 51. The truth literally is out there. Which way is it, Dean? The truth is there. That way.
As we made our final approach, I began to wonder if everything around here was, in fact, fiction. Did Area 51 even exist outside the minds of conspiracy theorists?
Area 51 absolutely, definitely exists. Clearly, at any time, the American government, indeed governments all around the world, have sophisticated aircraft, weapons, drones that won't be public knowledge. There are things flying out there that you won't see at big air shows for many years. Area 51 is one of the places where those sorts of things get tested. But aliens at Area 51? I don't know.
Then suddenly we were there. The end of the road, no UFOs, no little green men, but a definite security presence and a line not to be crossed.
So whatever you choose to believe, this place really is shrouded in secrecy. There are real people watching us from up there, making sure we don't cross this line, and there are real scary signs warning us of death if we do. When you come here, one thing's for certain. Somebody's up to something back there, and they sure as hell don't want us to know what it is.
The government has been holding on to top secret information about this remote facility in the Nevada desert. Until now, it had only really existed in places like the X-Files on television. But newly released CIA documents officially acknowledge the site for the first time. Annie Jacobson spent several years researching Area 51, publishing her findings in a book.
This has kind of become a national pastime and a great debate, about aliens. And the locus of this is Area 51.
But if you're looking to gain insight into aliens or spaceships, you might be disappointed. The report makes no mention of those things. Instead, it says that Area 51 was a testing site for the government's aerial surveillance programs during the Cold War. Not that sensational, but it's likely to cause more fascination about this mythical place.
I think any document that comes out about Area 51 stirs up the pot of intrigue. people are inherently fascinated with Area 51. It says so much about national security secrets. So I think any new release makes people even more interested.
The documents obtained through a public records request by an academic researcher may put an end to questions about the site's existence. But experts like former CIA officer Bob Baer, who calls it one of the agency's biggest secrets, says the debate will rage on about whether we're really alone.
No, this isn't going to go away. The myths about Area 51 will always be out there. I don't even know what went on there. And I was in the CIA a very long time, and people that worked out there have told me recently they didn't know all that was going on there. So there's sort of, secrets within secrets, and it will always remain a mystery and always remain a place of fascination.
For Out Front, Dan Simon, CNN, San Francisco.
In the early 1950s, U.S. planes were conducting low-flying recon missions over the USSR, but there were constant worries of them being spotted and shot down. So, in 1954, President Eisenhower authorized the development of a top-secret, high-altitude recon aircraft, dubbed Project Aquatone. The program required a remote location that wasn't easily accessible to civilians or spies. Area 51 fit the bill perfectly. It was in the Nevada desert near a salt flat called Groom Lake. No one knows exactly why it's called Area 51, but one theory suggests it came from its proximity to the Nevada nuclear test sites. The Nevada test site was divided into number-designated areas by the Atomic Energy Commission. The location was already familiar territory for the military, as it had served as a World War II aerial gunnery range. In the summer of 1955, sightings of unidentified flying objects were reported around Area 51. That's because the Air Force had begun its testing of the U-2 aircraft. The U-2 can fly higher than 60,000 feet. At the time, normal airliners were flying in the 10,000 to 20,000 feet range, while military aircraft topped out at around 40,000 feet. So if a pilot spotted the tiny speck that was the U-2 high above it, they would have no idea what it was. And they would usually let air traffic control know someone was out there, which is what led to the increase of UFO sightings in the area. While Air Force officials knew the UFO sightings were U-2 tests, they couldn't really tell the public. So they explained the aircraft sightings by saying they were natural phenomena and high-altitude weather research. The testing of the U-2 ended in the late 1950s, but Area 51 has continued to serve as the testing ground for many aircraft, including the F-117A, the A-12, and the Tacit Blue. No one knows for sure what Area 51 is up to these days. The government never even publicly acknowledged the existence of the base until 2013, with the release of declassified CIA reports. But if you're ever at the Las Vegas airport, keep an eye out for some small, unmarked passenger planes in a fenced-off area. They're how Area 51 employees get to work.